Hello, 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 hello. Finally, I'm live. When was the last one? When was the last one? For those that are new here, this is Lovely Sim Racing, and I am Constantinos. And today, if the title hasn't given it away, or the thumbnail, I'm not doing any racing, I'm not doing any coding. I'm just here to do a rundown of the Lovely plugin. Just go through a few functions and actually installing it and everything, because there's a lot of questions in Discord regarding this topic. So I'll be just doing a light overview of the Lovely plugin. Not going to be touching the dashboard. We will be looking at the settings in the plugin and how to use it and all that, but we won't be looking at anything regarding the dashboard. And yeah, I'll answer as many questions as you guys have. Just take it slow, right? Hey everyone, to the chat, hello, Daniel, Sim Racing Den, John Global, welcome to the stream. Wow, oh my god, secret one. Welcome to the stream, guys. Yeah, we got celebrities here. We got Daniel Newman, man. Oh yeah, there's this other guy, Sim Racing Den. You might have known him as well. Oh, nice to see you all. I've missed you. I actually don't remember when my last stream was, which I'm gonna go look up right now. My last stream. Don't want to lie, I have really bad memory in all these things, but last time I streamed, it was July 29th. That was a stream. I actually did a stream back then. July 29th was a very, very important day. And if you don't know what I mean, go over to my YouTube channel and look at the last video I uploaded, which actually is not a new video. I recorded it on July 29th. Very important for myself. Very, very important video for me. Yeah, July 29th. So that is over, yeah, way over a month. Hope you guys have been well. It has been an extremely busy summer for me. I didn't take any time off at all. Any time off. It was, as you may know, the entire thing, my entire August was working on the plugin. And I was fortunate enough to work with Derek Moeller and Adam Hoyle. Adam Hoyle is a really good friend of mine. We've been working years and years on together on various projects, and Derek is the guy basically who created the Post-it Notes plugin, and he helped me and consulted me on creating the Lovely plugin to a point where I couldn't have done it without his support and his help. So thank you to both of them. Good news with the plugin is that I actually learned how to do C#, which I had no idea of development, but now I got an environment set up on my computer and my laptop and everything. So I'm basically working on environments all over the place, but they're all connected through GitHub. So, you know, make one change here, you just put it on the other side. So everything's kind of synced. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Like, I learned a lot from this process. Plus, one more language, to be honest, which is kind of important in general. How's retirement? Yeah, guys, sorry for the clickbait on that, but I mean, it is clickbait. It is clickbait, but deep in my heart, it's not. I don't know if you guys ever would feel like I wish this on many. I mean, I'm new to this as well, right? This happened in July, and it took me so long just to be able to say, you know, I put it out there. I recorded it the day that started for me, but I put it out yesterday because I now feel a bit better about it. It's not, I'm telling you guys, it's one of the most stressful decisions, like second most stressful decision in my life. The first one was in 2014 when I left, sorry, it was 2014 when I left the employment advertising agency thing, and I became my own business owner, freelancer, contractor, whatever, and it's now this is the second best thing for me, second biggest important event for me. So deep inside, it feels like that. You know, like, what if I told you that you can just sit in your rig, race all day, and you know, that's all you need to do. You get paid for it, but money is not a variable. It's what you do, what you want to do. That's like retirement, you know, not thinking of that. Of course, you know, in the video I do mention that I don't have any other obligations, but the truth is that I'm working full-time on the dashboard, on the products, but I also have other projects that are related to sim racing. So it's like mostly like 70-30 projects and everything else against third-party projects that I'm working on. But they're mostly related with sim racing, except one, which is something that I can't talk about. But that's a completely unrelated to sim racing project. But anyway, it is how I feel. It is how I feel. So for me, it's not clickbait. If you read it, if you read the title and expect to see something else, it's not my fault. It is the truth in my heart. So sorry if you guys thought that was like kind of like, you know, extreme or whatever. But yeah, it truly is how I feel about the whole thing. But anyway, yeah, putting in. Well, I think, who was I talking to? Was it with David? I had a nice call with David Perel as well, so we have some news coming on that front. Nothing I can announce, but there are things happening, which is pretty cool. But in our conversation, I was trying to think of like what happened in August and how much time I've been putting in the plugin. And it's been over 10 hours per day, around 12 hours per day, every single day, even weekends during August to get the plugin ready. And this is including myself learning C#, learning how these things work. It's not like I jumped in and this is all work on the plugin. This is actually me trying to learn and get all the information and knowledge to create what I wanted. I think it turned out well. I think it turned out well, but we are still working on it. There's so many things. There's so many things that are happening to it, and they will change. Oh God, everyone in the chat. Hi, hello. I have missed every single one of you. Silvio, Secret One, B Peaky, yay, Dirty Jers 32, Mad Rhetoric, Dimitri, Kalispera, Cam Carter, my God, all these people. Hello guys. It is so awesome to see you. And we're rocking 63 concurrent viewers. Oh my God, this is like, I'm breaking all records here. I'm breaking all records. Birdie, Cody, hey, how you guys doing? Thurgood. This is amazing. All right, so the live stream, I will cut it out and I will create a video of this live stream as well. I'm going to cover SimHub before the plugin, installing the plugin, enabling it and everything inside of SimHub, and then doing a mix of plugin and dashboard and showing you all the options you have, including installing Post-it Notes plugin. Now the dashboard you're going to see in front of me, the one you're going to see it's the next version. It's a patch version again. I'm just patching a lot of small bugs here and there. Like there's one bug that didn't show the update version. It just said false in the flags. I found it. It was my mistake, obviously. But there are like so many small bits and pieces in the dashboard that have been either forgotten, either skipped, either left behind. So I'm trying to patch everything. And I'm also working on the pit wall. So the pit wall hopefully will come by Friday. A new version of the pit wall. It will not be a feature update, just like the dashboards. It will be an update to integrate the plugin. And then we start the party. You know, we'll start adding new features, and the plugin will, and the pit wall will get a lot of new features because of the plugin. So it's just an enormous. It's not many small things. It's just one big thing for me. The whole project, everything is turning into one big thing, and that's a good thing because honestly, with the plugin, I'll be able to do a lot more stuff that I really wanted to do. So yeah, should we get to it? Huh? What do you guys think? Should we wait for anyone else? I think we're enough. And this video, I will cut it out as well. Hey Lynn, how you doing, man? Oh, Cody. Thank you guys. All right, so I'll do what I do. I will switch over to this coding view. So okay, I'll put those on the side. Those are the plugins. So let me show you. First things first. Let me pull up. Here it is. So we have SimHub, and all right. So let's just take it up from the beginning. This is SimHub, and actually no. Let me cut this because I want to cut the video at some point and create a standalone video. So let's take it the other way around. Let me go back here. And hey Travis, how you doing, man? Cool, you're ready. I'm just gonna start the video of the of the plugin and everything that you guys need to know. Of course, at the end of this video, I will go through the chat and I will answer any and all questions you may have. All right, so let's just go. So we'll be looking at the installation of the plugin and setting it up, and basically all around everything you need to know about the lovely plugin and what it does and why it does what it does, and possibly things that we can look into going into the future. But for now, we'll switch over to the coding view where you can see my SimHub. SimHub currently, as you can see, does not have the lovely plugin installed. It's nowhere to be seen. I do have the latest versions of the dashboards, which you will download, and you will know where to find them, obviously. But what we want to do now is install the lovely plugin. Now, the lovely plugin can be found currently only in the Discord for members, but in the future, towards the end of September, mid-October, I want the public version of the plugin to coincide with ADAC Expo. So it'll be maybe a week earlier than that. You will be able to find all of the downloads on the brand new website. So if you visit lsr.gg in about 2-3 weeks from now, you will find everything there, all the files to download, including the plugin, right? So I won't show you where you're going to download it now. It's in the private Discord. So you go there, you download the plugin. The plugin file, it's just a file. It's a DLL file, lovelysimracing.plugin.dll. How do you install it? First thing and most important, shut down. I'm going to shut down completely from my taskbar, closing SimHub. So once SimHub is completely closed, we're going to open our little finder. We're going to go to our C drive, program files x86, and go and find the SimHub folder. That's it. This is the root folder of SimHub. All you need to do is take the plugin, the file, drop it in here. That's it. Close it and relaunch SimHub. It's as simple as that. Now, when SimHub launches, so I had closed SimHub so you can see like a few things on the top corner not working. So when you launch SimHub, you will see this little window automatically. Found a new plugin. Do you want to enable it? Yes. And most importantly, show in the left main menu. Turn that on again and hit OK. When you do that, it kind of internally restarts SimHub, and the lovely plugin is right over here. And that's it. That's all you need to do to install the lovely plugin. Now, of course, you will also have downloaded the latest version of the dashboards, which support the plugin. Now, if you didn't have the plugin installed and you have the latest version, on the plugin I have notifications that you definitely need the plugin, and you definitely need an X version of SimHub, and so forth. So I have all of that information in here, inside of the actual dashboard. Now, one of the most important things, and I will go through all of the options, or at least skim through the options if necessary. The plugin now supports memberships, and this is important for the development, for the whole dashboard ecosystem to survive as a product. I have been contemplating a lot on how memberships will work within the plugin, and what features will exist and what not. What I decided, after consultation with friends and other sim racers, that there are a few things that are over and above, so they are good to have, but they're not required for the dashboard, and other parts that I will not touch. They will always be there. So the first thing, that if you are a non-paid member, the first thing you will notice is everything here will be fully featured. Everything works, and I will go through these, but I just want to go through the stuff that will not be available if you're not a paid member. So if you go to the modules, and this is the screen where you select left and right modules for every side, basically for every game and every side, left and right. If you're a non-paid member, you can select up to 3 on either side. What does this mean? So on the left-hand side of the dashboard, you want to have your lap times, you want to have your tires, and your tire average. Once I click this, the third one, everything else locks out. This has been done basically to maintain usability of the dashboard, even as a free version. That has been my promise ever since the beginning. So even as a free version, you will be able to use it, but you will have a limit up to how many MFMs on either side you can use. I've tested this in this configuration, and it works really fine. So there's not so much of a limit. Yes, it's good to have them all, but then you'd have to become a member. And memberships, again, start from €1 per month. And you have this. Any paid membership unlocks the entire plugin. It is important to understand. There's no pro or gold or starter. All paid memberships unlock the plugin. Other tiers add other products. So the pro has the pit wall. That's it. But if you're a paid member, you unlock everything. So this is one of the limitations. So once you select a third one, everything else locks. You can select any which one you want. Nothing is forbidden. Each game has specific MFMs that don't work. So in Assetto Corsa Competizione, you do not have status. This is not a limitation. It's just we don't have that information in Assetto Corsa. If you got iRacing, for instance, you don't have tire average, damage, and status. You can't select these. And if you go to Formula 1, you basically have every single one. So you have everything available. But again, there's a limit up to 3, only 3 options if you are not a member. And this is one thing that won't be available to non-members. And the second thing that will not be available is the online platforms. So if you're not a member, you will not have the option to view your next race in Low Fuel Motorsport, Pit Skill, Racecraft, and SimGrid, which is upcoming. This will just not be available. And I completely removed this feature simply because it's over and above. It has nothing to do with the actual dashboard, the actual telemetry, and all the features. This is just something that's really good to have. It does have some maintenance and cost behind it because these are APIs, and if something fails, you have to have a failsafe, whatever and whatnot. So this feature will only be available to all paid members. Again, there are no tiers here. If you're a paid member, you unlock everything in the dashboard. Now, how do you unlock everything in a dashboard? I'll just go over to the membership tab. If you are not a member, this is what you will see, basically. It just gives you all the information, what you get. So multifunction modules, if you become a member, you have them all. You can connect to platforms. There's a new feature with the animated idle screen. So if you guys have seen the Tony Kanaan edition dashboard, that animation in the beginning, I'm trying to get that as a feature in the dashboard. So again, this is over. It's not like it's not critical to the dashboard. It's just good to have. But what I'm going to add to that is you'll be able to customize it on the fly as well. So you will have like that nice animation that happens in the Tony Kanaan edition, but with your own colors as well. So that's what I'm working on right now, and that will be added at some point. And there's one more feature which I cannot release, cannot announce now unless I'm sure I can add it. There's one really big feature coming to the paid version. Again, all of these features do not take away anything critical to the usage and value of the dashboard itself. These are all over and above, and I've been promising that ever since the beginning. I will not cripple the dashboard in any way. So if you're not a member, you have a lot of information here of why you should become a member, and you have all the other, you know, little bits and perks and pieces and everything. But if you are a member, any paid member, and you've gone through the process of, you know, signing up on Ko-Fi and connecting your Discord account, and you're all set, then all you need to do is hit the button Connect to Discord, which will open. Let me bring this in front of you guys. Well, this basically just launches Discord, and all you need to do is just hit Authorize. And when you hit Authorize, it will tell you you are connected to Discord now. And if you go back to the plugin, it tells you what membership you are as well. So it says you are a pro member, and it also, you know, just shows you the exact perks you have and whatnot. Now, if we go back to the other tabs in the plugin that were locked before, now online platforms are unlocked. And again, this is just over and above features of the dashboard. Modules, you can select as many as you want now. There's no limit to as many as you want. You can select these. And that's pretty much it regarding memberships. There have been cases where someone would click on the connect to Discord and it wouldn't work. I have no idea why this is happening. This is something in regards to Windows and how Windows handles it. Users have just suggested using a different browser. So as you can see, I'm using Chrome here, and it works perfectly fine. Some users say Chrome didn't work, Brave worked. Others say Chrome and Brave didn't work, and Edge worked. I don't know. We're looking into it, but I don't think it's something we can control. It might be an ad blocker. It might be some some proxy or whatever. I'm not entirely sure why this isn't working for all browsers, but for the most part it will work. I think it'll be okay, and if it doesn't, just select a different browser and you should be okay. Again, now that you're connected, when you close SimHub and open it up, it'll always remember, so you don't need to log in again. And let me show you one more thing. Let me disconnect. So now I'm not connected anymore. Let me pull up the dashboard, because now I'm going to show you a few things on the dashboard as well. Let's put that there. I'm going to make it a bit bigger as well. That's it. I want to show you a few more things. So this is pretty cool now. You can see this is the version that I'm working on now, 2.7.6.3. But you can see this is a non-paid version, right? Now I am not a member at this point. Let me do the connect to Discord again and pay attention over here in this part over here. So once I do the connect to Discord, let me show you guys again. When I hit authorize and it connects, look at this over here. The dashboard actually tells you what level tier you are, membership. So if you're a starter, pro, or gold. It's just a little detail here just to know that it's connected. So in case for whatever reason something happens and it disconnects, because this thing has it's got tokens and refresh tokens in the background that's working constantly every time you open SimHub, and it checks the connection and whatnot. So if you unsubscribe, if you are not a member anymore, when you launch SimHub, it'll check, and it'll check in between as well. So it'll remove the token, the access, and everything. You can see that in the dashboard. So if you open up your dashboard for whatever reason and it doesn't say your membership, that means it's not connected. So you know that something's wrong there and you can fix it. But now that we have this, let's go on and just take a look at all of the options that we have. So yeah, I mean the obvious one. You can turn your number on and off. You can do your name on and off. You can change your name, your number to whatever you want, obviously. 33 is not from Max Verstappen. It's a completely different number. I actually had the number 33 before he even was born, I guess, but whatever. It just coincides. You can also change the color. Let me grab my color here in hex because I don't want to lose it. But you can also just say, you know, I want blue, I want red, you want fuchsia, or whatever this is. You can change the color of the number to whatever you want. My color is this nice blue. Same thing for the name, and you can also do the same thing for the background. So you can completely turn off the background, and you can see the changes that I'm making in the plugin are live on my dashboard. I can turn it on again, and then I just need to basically, where is it? I need to find it now. Give me a second. Here. Folder, files. There it is. Hit open, and there's the image. You can use any image you want. It'll just be there. For the next few things, let me just turn up a replay. So we have this thing running. Give me a second. Good. So we have a replay now. Ignition off. We'll go through all of these things, or at least most of them. So this, so these options over here, everything you see here actually existed before. These are not new. Like, most of these things existed before. It's just that it's easy to change them now. So the UI brightness mode, you can change the lines to very low. So if you guys don't want to have those lines bright in your face or just don't want to see them that much, you can change them. I obviously like to have them on high. Depending on your device, you might want to have the corner radius different. So I always keep it very low because I like the sharper corners, but you can change it on the fly. And now it's rounded because some devices have rounded edges for the screen, so you can do that as well. This is something that has not been available, not in this form in the previous versions, but now it is. For the estimated lap time and deltas, you can select how and who calculates this information. So you have the default, which is the game information. You have SimHub functions coming from SimHub, and we also have the Post-it Note Racing plugin information. And I'll get to this just a second. And you also have for driver gaps. So for driver gaps, we're using SimHub's functions or Post-it Note Racing. Now, you can't select it. It's disabled because we haven't installed it. We haven't installed the Post-it Note Racing plugin. So when you don't have it installed, you can't even select it. So let me just go and do that really quickly. I'm taking these things step by step. How do we install a plugin? We just pull up the folder, we go to the root, find SimHub. Where's SimHub? In the root of SimHub, this is the Post-it Note plugin. Drag it and drop it in there. And that was pretty much it. And now when we launch SimHub again, we will see the exact same thing, installing it. And now you'll see the lovely plugin has the option to enable the Post-it Note options there. Again, Post-it Note Racing, enable this, show in left menu, hit OK. It restarts internally. There it is, and now you also have the Post-it Note. Now, for the Post-it Note plugin, I have worked with Derek, so you don't need to do anything. This is drop in the folder and forget. There's nothing you need to do here. This is irrelevant. Turning on JavaScript or closing it doesn't do anything. You don't need to do it. You just need to install it. In the lovely plugin now, there it is. You have the option. This has been enabled now because it can see that there is the version installed. You can select it. Now, for me personally, I like SimHub for estimated lap time in Delta, but I do like Post-it Note Racing for the driver gaps. Let's pull up again a windowed mode here of the dashboard. There we go. And let's start a replay as well, because there are a few things here that are related to the replay. Good. Let it start. So, few things. Let's just go a bit forward here in the replay. Names of the other drivers. You can change its F and last name, first name, and then last name. And it's not updating here, obviously. No, something's not right. Of course there's something not right, but whatever. No. I'm not getting any love from my own plugin here. No, there's something wrong. I'm working on it, so it's probably something wrong. Anyway, you can change. I feel silly now, but it's just something I've been working on. You can change the way the name displays. Let me see. Is it local there? No, it's not working at all anywhere. So this is something I'll be working on. But anyway, you can change the first name, last name, how you format the name, and you can also put the first name and last name entirely for all of these things. Jeff, yeah, it's a bug, but it was working like... Actually, this is not showing anything. This is not returning anything. Maybe it's because I've been updating the stuff with... No? Yeah, I think I broke everything. That's interesting. Hold on a second. No, I completely broke it. Anyway, this will be fixed. This will be fixed. I'm not even stressed about that. So you can select your driver name. You can select map type mode. So map type mode is in what we just saw, which is ugly mode over here. You can select if you want the animated or the static mode. I don't know why this is happening now, and it's bugging me, but I'm not going to do any debugging right now. I have no idea why this is happening. But anyway, again, let's not digress. You can select the map mode. So the map type mode, you select on the big screen here what kind of map mode you want. But you can also select on the MFM map mode. So in the MFMs, we also have, I haven't enabled. See, there's something completely wrong with my JavaScript right now. So please disregard any bugs. I moved everything around, so let's not, yeah, I'm angry at myself right now, but anyway. So you can select MFM map type modes for the MFM maps, animated map zoom effect. These are all features that existed in the previous one, but now you just can drag and drop or click and select everything. So animated map zoom effect is the faster you're going on a track, the more the map zooms out. So if you're using the animated map in any of the two screens, so either the MFM or the main screen, you can increase this number so it zooms out even more. The faster you're going, the more it zooms out. 30 is a really good number, nice balance, but you can change this as well. Enable virtual RPM. Again, you can see the RPM bar working. You can have flags which aren't working because my JavaScript is screwed up, but I will fix it. This is probably something really simple. Night mode here, you can turn it on and off. Night mode is, it dims the dashboard slightly whenever you turn on the lights. So whenever you turn on lights, it dims the dashboard just a bit. In the beginning here, let me go over here. So you can see ignition off. You might not want to have this screen. If you turn it off, you can see the full dashboard without having the ignition off. So when your ignition is off, you can see this, but I prefer this for more realism and less brightness. So if you have your ignition off, this is basically what you see. Another thing that has been added is the clutch mode here. So you can either never see the clutch. The clutch is, let's just see where we can actually see the clutch. There it is. Let's go to 0 there. Pause. Clutch mode is right there over here. So here it just shows you how much clutch is engaged. So 100% clutch engaged. If you don't want to see this ever, just turn this off. So you will never see your clutch. But if you do want to, you have the option of showing it when it's engaged and not. So if you can see this, once it goes to 0, it will hide it. Once it starts. All right, it's gone. But if I hit always on, it will always show me my clutch value. I always have it on when engaged because it's pretty much, that's the important bit for me. And now true dark mode. So true dark mode. This has been improved heavily because now we have a UI, and we also added one more feature. So true dark mode is when you can convert the entire dashboard into a version. It's not theming. I'm being very specific. It's not about theming the dashboard. It's about making it work better at darker environments. So when you're racing at night with low light, it's best if the dashboard isn't so bright and so annoying, so you can change its color. So I have true dark mode enabled, obviously. True dark mode has two ways you can activate it. Again, previously this is the same thing, hasn't changed, but now it's in the UI. It's a lot easier to enable. There's native activation. This is depending on the car and the game you are in. So native activation works on the second light stage. So in ACC, if you have an endurance car or endurance livery, it also has to do with the livery in ACC, which has two light stages. First light stage would activate the night mode, so it would dim the dashboard, nothing more. And then the second light stage would trigger true dark mode. So it would go into one of these 4 colors. And you can select this color from here. Now, if you don't want to have it natively and only manually trigger it, you can set a hotkey over here that triggers the night mode. So I have a button in my on my wheel that's mapped to trigger the true dark mode. So if I click on it, everything turns dark, and you can see these 2 MFMs are not working because there's a problem with the MFMs, which I will fix. Don't get mad at me. I can just press a button. I've mapped it here. I'm using control mapper, so for you this mileage may vary. You might use control mapper or not. This is not part of that conversation. How you trigger it is just, change. You can just capture the button over there. So I just click on it and I trigger it on and off, right? One thing, so if I hit blue and I trigger it, now it's going to be blue. If I hit purple and trigger it, it'll be purple. I can change it just by clicking on the color. But in this version, we've also added the toggle. So I have mapped another button on my steering wheel where without touching the mouse or changing within the plugin, I can just have a long press. So when I long press, it just goes through all the colors. So you can change the color while you're driving. This was a request. I couldn't do it before. It was a bit too cumbersome and not too easy to implement. But now, as you can see, it's implemented fine. And you just set a hotkey. Anything you want. It could be a direct hotkey. You can be using control mapper. It doesn't really matter. You just set the hotkey in here. Then we have the tire lap averages. This is not working here, obviously, because there's something broken, but I'll fix them again. You can set how many laps you'll be counting for the tire lap average. So it goes from 1 all the way up to 5. 2 is a really good number. And there's also a reset key here. Again, you can map it, where when you click on it, it basically resets the data for the average lap tire data. So, there's a set of data that records pressure, temperature, and brake temperature as well. And it keeps an average over 2 laps. And sometimes you might crash, you might go into pits, and it has the 2 lap average. You don't want that. You want to start counting again. You just hit that button and it deletes everything, and you start gathering new information. So there's a hotkey for that as well. And yeah, finally we have all the alerts. So we have lap review alerts. You can turn them on and off. So every time you cross the finish line, it gives you an alert. You have the option to see this in practice and quali or always, or you completely turn it on if you want. And all of the alerts also have a delay time. So the lap review lasts 3,500. That's 3.5 seconds. These are milliseconds. So 1,000 is 1 second. And I'm leaving it in thousands because it's a lot easier to just take it up and down in the thousands than having it 3.5. Lap time delta review alerts, again the same thing. I have descriptions here for everything, so it's easy just to read them and understand them. The alert views, the alerts that pop up on the screen when you change your traction control or ABS or anything, you can turn them on and off, and how long they stay on the screen, and also if you want them to be mini or wide. So I always have the mini, which is on the left hand side, but you can turn it to wide and it's nice and big. You have your damage alert, obviously, and you also have your pit limiter large screen. So if you want to see when you enable pit limiter, if you have this on, it'll just be a huge blue screen just covering everything and essentially covering the dashboard. And of course you also have the pit limiter warning. So once you're in the pit lane, the UI turns blue. This has nothing to do with pit limiter. This is just a way for you to know if you are in the pit lane or not. So you can do that as well. And obviously analytics, if I just dropped my mouse. So if I close this, a lot of been asking analytics. It is Google Analytics, and all it tracks is the behavior of how you're using the dashboard. It's completely anonymous, obviously. It's Google Analytics. All it's giving back is how many people are using it, and what screens are being used, what MFMs are mostly being used, and mostly information on how the dashboard is being used by you. Everything is completely anonymous. I have no idea who you are, so if that was a question you might be asking, these are Google Analytics. So the same thing, you'd go to a website. But since this isn't the website and I can't ask for cookies, there's a little button down here. If you don't want to use this, you hit that button, it turns red. No more analytics are being connected. It's dead, right? I'd appreciate if you leave it on, but it is completely up to you if you guys want to turn it on or off. Now that's pretty much it for the settings of the dashboard. Again, a lot you can do here, and everything is so much easier, I think. I won't look at the chat right now. I'm going to go and answer everything after this because I want to keep this video on its own. But let's move on to the MFM modules. So when you're in the MFM modules are the modules left and right of the dashboard. Per game, you can select different modules. So for Assetto Corsa, I usually have my tires, tire average, and what else I have on the left-hand side, standings and relatives, and I sometimes put the map, right? So you can select what modules you want to have available on the left and on the right, and you can also select here which one will be the default one. So when you launch the game, this is what you will see on the left hand side. On the right hand side, I have my lap times, sector times, and I usually have the opponent's class and track opponents. And by default, I have the lap times. Again, you can go through this, and for each game, you can set different MFMs. Each game has different set of modules. They're not always the same. So again, as I said, iRacing doesn't have tire average, doesn't have damage. Automobilista doesn't have damage, and this, yeah, you can just select which ones you want. If you are using the lovely overlay, specific dashboard for overlays, that dashboard on the left hand side has again its own MFM, and you can select any which one you want here depending on the game, obviously. So for Assetto Corsa, you can set lap times, and for iRacing you can set sector times. It will remember it per game, so depending on what game you're running, you can select the module for the lovely overlay if you're using it. And finally, these are irrelevant of games. It's for the center modules and for the fuel, what you want to show as the default when you launch the dashboard. I have the first one, which is the standard one with the delta. There's one without any delta, just that. The one with the real-time clock, so you can actually see what time it is in real life, not the game. and one that shows the speed and the gear in a smaller one. I always prefer this. And again, this is for the fuel calculations and everything. I like to see what fuel I have remaining or what I need to refuel. But again, you can swap these out using functions and just scroll through these using functions C and D, action C and D in SimHub. I will not go through that now, though. That's a different story. Online platforms. This is something that I had a lot of trouble getting through to how to use this in the past, but now it's a lot simpler. So online platforms, you have Low Fuel Motorsport, Pitskill, and Racecraft Online. Racecraft is, I think it's AMS2 only, but it is growing in popularity. I will be adding SimGrid as well. What you do here is you turn it on, you put your LFM ID, your Pitskill ID, or your Racecraft ID, and this was one of the main questions. How do I get that? Where is it? So I just, conveniently added some instructions here. So you go to visit, it basically says just go to Low Fuel Motorsports, navigate to the profile page, and in the URL, that number you see, copy and paste it in here, and you're good. And the same thing for Pitskill, instructions, and Racecraft. So I've added all the instructions in here so you guys don't need to look around. If you guys use any of these services, turn them on, and you can use them. Again, paid memberships only have access to the online platforms. One more tab that is actually pretty interesting is the Asher Racing for the Artura series steering wheels. If you do own one of these, you probably have seen a video that I created on how you set up the Asher Racing steering wheel with all the alerts and all the notifications you get within the dashboard. Well, here it's a lot easier to set your dials. The labels you see on the actually, if I start a replay and I haven't completely destroyed, okay, all right, let's just leave it running like that. So now you can see it's not working. Yeah, there's something, the actual MFMs have been completely borked, but I'll fix those later. Essentially is whenever you switch the dial, which is this dial over here, depending on what position you have it in, it gives you this label over here. So if you do have an Artura McLaren steering wheel and you are using these dials as modifiers, again, I have a separate video which is linked here, learn how to set it up, how you can do all this. But instead of having this in a text file and really hard to label things in here, you can just put them over here. And I only use the left dial, so I don't have anything in the right dial. But you can basically add the labels for either left or right. And that is pretty much what the plugin can do today. Again, with the membership, if you are a member, it unlocks the entire plugin. If you're not a member, the only limitations are you have up to 3 MFMs on either side to select, and you do not have access to the online platforms. And that is pretty much it for the lovely plugin. Now disregard the fact that my dashboard decided not to work just for this demonstration, but you trust me and it does work for you guys. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I hope you enjoy the lovely dashboard. There will be more updates. The plugin will be available for free as a download on the website for everyone sometime before the ADAC Expo. So expect to see that there. If you're not a paid member, you will still be able to download it. If you are a paid member, you will unlock these 2 features, maybe, and I'll be adding more features in the future. But for now, for today and until I release it publicly, it is available only to members. So I'm not giving any links right now where you can download it. It is in the Discord. If you're a member, you have access to the private channels. But once it's public, it will be on the website. Which I do want to show you guys the website because it has been quite some time that I've been actually developing it. Yes, let's just go see the website just really quickly so you guys can see. Obviously the website started as the store where you can shop merch and stuff like that, but I always said that the website I want to become a one-stop shop for everything. So right now you have a big a big banner, a hero banner here just saying you can download the dashboard. You also have all the stickers for the Asher Racing and the GT Neo and everything you can shop, and I also have a few merch that I'm creating, which is this one over here is brand new. I just released it today. It's the Stealth lovely t-shirt. And it's actually, I need to order one. I haven't had time to order one. It's amazing. And yeah, all the rest of the merch. The important bit here is if you go to downloads, which are linked here in the navigation, if you go to downloads, it's very clear. You can use, right now this is the public version of the existing public version, so there's no plugin here. But if you are looking to download the Lovely Dashboard for the first time, it has instructions for the Lovely configurator, a video and how it works, and you can just download the dashboards directly. So if I hit download, it'll just directly download the dashboard, any which one. I have images and a little text to basically explain what this dashboard does. So it's a lot easier than the previous one. I'm pretty sure many of you will appreciate this. Also, membership's a lot clearer now. So if you do want to become a member, it's a lot clearer what you get with the membership. And each one of these links directly to become a gold member. Again, memberships are through Ko-Fi. They're not something new. I'm going to retain that system because it works really well, and it works across the website, the dashboard, the plugin, and everything. So I'm going to retain it for as much as I can. There's an about page, obviously. And if you guys haven't seen this interview with the Chicane podcast, I would say go see it. It's it's a two-hour interview where I just go through everything, the history, how it started and everything. So it's, if you want to know more about the Lovely Dashboard and how this thing started, this is the video you'd probably want to see. And obviously you have all the merch and the sticker sheets and everything in here. So going forward, what I want to say with the website is everything will be in here. I will move documentation. I will also try and move the private releases to the website, so everything will be in one space. You won't need to figure out how Discord works and whatnot and all that kind of stuff. So everything will be in here. For now, all public versions are on a website. So if you do want to download it, you can just go to the website lsr.gg. It'll take you right here, and you have all the information you want in one easy-to-use place. Hopefully, I'll be able to manage and put everything in here. And that was everything I wanted to talk about, and everything you have been asking me in the Discord on how this works, how to install it. This is how it works. This is how it's installed. And I hope you enjoyed. I really hope you enjoyed. If you are in Discord, you can always find me. I always answer as many people as possible. I try and communicate and get everything, help as many people as I can. So you do have any questions or anything, you will find me in Discord as well. Yeah, so now I'm gonna hop on over to the chat and see what's going on, because I can see it moving, and damn, so many things. This is awesome. This is awesome. All right, let me just try and figure out if I can find like a place where I can just start. So this is where we began. Is Discord then running always in the background when you want to have all features as a pro member, or once it starts Discord? Silvio. So Silvio asks a really nice question. Is Discord then running always in the background? No, you don't need to have Discord. You don't need to have Discord installed on your computer. Nothing. You need to become a member through Ko-Fi and connect your Discord account to Ko-Fi, and basically Ko-Fi awards you a role. The role will be either a starter member, pro, or gold member. And once you have that role, then you don't need Discord. You don't even have the app running. You don't need it. You open the plugin, you connect to Discord, and it's done. The whole process is Ko-Fi manages all the subscriptions. Ko-Fi is the one that charges monthly. It does everything. All the managing happens in Ko-Fi, and it's really simple for me as a creator to use. And all it does is when you become a member, you need to connect your Discord account at the end of the process. Once you do that, Ko-Fi will award you the role. And once you have that role, you don't need it anymore. It will charge your card, your PayPal, or whatever it does. And every month, it will check and see if it's standing. And if not, it basically removes your role. So I, on the other end, as a creator, my plugin and my dashboard and everything, just check Discord. I just check Discord in the background. You don't do anything. It just checks the API and the and just checks if your user, the one you have logged into, has the role, has any of the 3 roles available. If it doesn't, it just removes you. It just exits. It logs you out basically. So you do not need to have anything running in the background. Just SimHub basically in the plugin. Holy shit! I think this is your biggest audience. It is. It is my biggest audience, Jeff. It is, and I'm kind of stressed. So Alexander Diakomopoulos, okay. He answered you, Silvio. So I'm just going through the chat, so forgive me if I'm answering things that you guys have already answered as well. I can start a second browser if you need the 100. Another bug, okay, yeah. Bug with the dashboard. I can explain what has happened with the dashboard and why it crashed. I've moved all the source code into GitHub, and because SimHub needs the dashboards to be in a specific place of the file server, basically in a C drive, and all of my repositories on GitHub are somewhere else, I created what's called a symbolic link in my system. And this is a local thing where all the files are stored in the GitHub folder, but Windows SimHub has a symbolic link in its folder. So it thinks it's there in SimHub, but the actual files, the source, are in GitHub. And something is broken there. Something has broken there with the JavaScript file. They can't find it. SimHub can't find it. But it's, as I'm saying, it's not a problem with the dashboard itself. It's just a problem of what I just did, and I honestly did it right now. So I'll just figure that out. Lynn, in multiplayer it works. Multiplayer. So I think you're referring to the timings. If you see here in the plugin, you'll see that in the estimated lap time and delta, I have these 3 options. So the default, it says, uses game's default timing methods limited to single driver events. If you don't care about multi-driver events, you can use this. It's fine. But if you do want to do a multi-driver event, you will have to go to SimHub or Post-it Note Racing. This over here will not work in single driver events. This is clearly because games don't send that information for other drivers when you're driving, and it kind of confuses the shit out of SimHub. So if you want to do a multi-driver event, it says here, use SimHub's local timing methods. Works great in multi-driver events. So keep that in mind. As I said, I don't use the same thing, SimHub and SimHub. I use SimHub, and for gaps, Post-it Note Racing. You can combine these any which way you want, but for multi-driver events, you shouldn't use the default method. You should use SimHub or Post-it Notes. Someone says that I look like Jack Black. I hope Jack Black isn't offended. What? Right. Now the chat isn't scrolling. That's nice. Lovely. There it is. Got it. So someone says that I look like Jack Black. Okay, thank you very much. I may not be, but whatever. Jeff, settings JSON file is no longer needed with a new plugin. Yes, you do not need you do not need the settings JSON. It is completely, throw it out the window. You can leave it in there, you can throw it out. It completely ignores it. And with the latest version that I came out with, I just dug through the entire dash and removed every spec of resource that requested the settings JSON file. So that does not work anymore for this version. The public version on the website still requires the configurator and the settings JSON. This is for the private version and the plugin version. So only that. Have we to delete Sylvia? You can delete it or not. It doesn't really matter. I would delete it because I don't like having, you know, redundant files, but you can do that. Someone says VR is not possible. I didn't say that. Oh, does it work in VR? No one actually answered if it works in VR. I don't have VR. So I can't test it, but I'm pretty sure it does. I mean, there's no reason for it not to. It's just a SimHub dashboard, so if you can get SimHub dashboards in VR, you will have that as well. This has nothing to do with VR or not. How do you see the DDU when you're using VR? I have no idea. Irix, I have no idea how you do that. Haven't done it, don't have it, don't know how. I'm having trouble with the chat not scrolling, so let me just open up. I'm gonna open up YouTube Studio because it's just not working. Where's the chat? Is it possible to set dark mode always on? Ramix asks. No. Okay. So while you are in session, and you have the trigger set to on, so if you have it turned on while you have the session, while you're in the same session, and SimHub is open, it will retain it. But when you close SimHub and open it, it will be off. Okay. So there was some discussion on this. Do we want to have it on or off permanent? So if you turn it on, next time you turn on SimHub, it will be on. I decided to go against it because it wasn't the way SimHub used to, so it wasn't the way the dashboard used to work before. So doing it now would be just something different. And I'm pretty sure many people would just say, oh, I don't want it, I want to turn off, whatever. So I retain the same functionality as it did before. Now there might be a case where I add an option here inside. Let me go back here. So add an option basically inside the plugin where you say, you know, retain true dark mode between sessions and between everything. So I don't know if that can be something I want to do as well. But right now, to answer your question, no. If you close SimHub and reopen it, it will be at 0. But if you have it set to true dark mode red and it's triggered, as long as SimHub is open and you don't close it or you join other sims, it doesn't really matter, it will be on. As long as SimHub is open and isn't restarted, it will be on. So if that is good enough for you, that is how it works today. Why is chat doing this weird stuff here? I don't want to do any of this. All right. A lot of discussions on the settings file. Okay. Yeah, settings file again. We don't need it. You can delete it. You can leave it. Doesn't really matter. The dashboard and the plugin completely disregarded. Again. A lot of discussions on the VR. You can read up on that in the chat. I have no idea about VR. How I can get the plugin. So if you are a member and you have gone to Ko-Fi and subscribed and connected your Discord in the lovely Sim Racing Discord, if you are a member, there are some channels that have the plugin releases and the dash releases and the pitwall releases, which are private releases. They're not beta versions or alpha versions, they are private releases, and you can download them from those channels in there. Okay, so if you're a member, go to Discord, you will find those channels that are open only to members, and that's where you can find everything. Okay, same thing's answering. Perfect. SimGrid is LMU. I think SimGrid is Gran Turismo now. SimGrid is ACC. SimGrid is AC. And LMU, which they announced. So SimGrid is it's growing a lot. And as I said, I have some really nice discussions with David Perel. We're going to add SimGrid in the online platforms in the dashboard as well. And things that we're discussing, more stuff. So. Sylvia, are there to come presets where we can preset the dials for various games? So this is coming. All of these things here, everything you see here, all the settings, there will be a little option over here where you can export and import settings, and you will also have a button here to hit reset, basically just to take it to back where it was when you first started tampering it, when you first downloaded it. So import and export of the settings will be added in the future. So we're currently working at it. The idea is that the export will just export a specific file, a JSON file with everything you have set in here, including the modules. So it'll be one export file. You will have an option to export it from here or for the MFM, doesn't really matter. It will include everything, even the online, all the information you have in the dashboard. It will be one export file, and you can either back it up just so you don't lose it, or you can share it with friends. It doesn't really matter. And there'll be a little import here where you click on it and you select the file, and it will import all of the settings that you have currently in the plugin. So import export is coming, and it will be here. What else is there? So yes, the pit wall configuration is coming. I'm actually working on that now. It's almost done. It's the new pit wall version will not be, it won't have any new features. It'll be a bug fix and integration with the plugin, just as these dashboards were. So the next version is just going to integrate with the plugin. Yes, the plugin will have in the future specific settings for the pit wall, because now we can do that. But it won't be off the bat, so I won't have that off the bat, but there will be a tab in here for pit wall specifically, and you will be able to change settings for the pit wall. It'll change a few things here, so settings might change the name, become dashboards and pit wall. We'll see how that goes, but there will be specific settings for the pit wall in the plugin. That is a promise. I really expect you to be rewarded with the fact that you are following the terms of subscription release stops you to support a paid version. Max P, it is, yeah, I mean, it's completely, I respect your opinion to not have to pay a subscription, but you must understand that this work that's happening needs to be compensated in some way. Like go to my YouTube channel and see the last video that I posted. You may not like it, and I don't know what you'd expect, but this is how I can support this work. So, you know, I understand it, but it's fine. Dylan says, will you implement a minimalist version of the idle screen? I don't necessarily have to see the analytics icon or liability thingy text. Well, actually, Dylan, this is required. If there are analytics and there are liability issues, it is a requirement on my end. I legally cannot remove them. I hope you understand that, but I legally cannot remove them, especially the analytics stuff. Yeah, I can't. Legally, I cannot remove them. So edit the dash and remove them yourselves, maybe, but I cannot legally remove them. Otherwise, there are legal issues, especially in Europe with GDPR. I need to have those there. So yeah, I mean, it's okay if you're doing it on your own and you're sharing it with 2 or 3 friends, but this is actually a product, and I need to respect the laws governing the product and the use of analytics and the use of logos and names and whatever has to do with other businesses around it. So I cannot remove this. Daniel, yeah, retirement. Oh, that was clickbait, but you know, I had a discussion in the beginning of the video, so. Got bottles of stress reliever littering my whiskey cabinet. Yeah, any chance to get the gear centered in it? Chow Trin, any chance to get the gear centered in the XL, or if that will happen? I have said this quite a few times that I'm trying to redesign the XL, and also in the process creating the brand new UXL, which is the ultra wide. This has gone, obviously, it's been put on a back burner for obvious reasons, but it's something that I want to do. So I will say this again, yes, I want to redesign the XL, and I want to finish the UXL version as well. So I'm hoping to find time. This is time consuming. Everything you see here is time consuming. It is, I'm actually, like, apart from the plugin that I have gotten a lot of help and consultation from Derek and Adam. Everything else is just myself. So the website, the dashboards, all of the dashboards, managing memberships, and also the store, sticker sheets, everything, I'm doing it on my own. So everything takes up time, small pieces of time. And to be honest, if I had more than 24 hours a day, I'd be happier. But it is what it is. So I'm trying and managing all the time and putting everything in slots. But it's not, you know, you need to put time. The plugin needs time. The dashboards need time. It's not like I can do something in 5 minutes. I'll need 2 hours or 3 hours. So I just need to manage everything. And finally, once everything is in a place where I'm happy, I will put aside a lot of time for the XL and the UXL. I know I've been talking about this for so long, but yeah, it is what it is. Hey, Derek. He's in the chat. Yeah, man. I mean, the plugin, despite some issues some people may have had, in general, it's been going really well. I think most issues were with connecting to Discord, I think. And that was solved just by changing the browser, which again, I don't know what the solution is to that. I think it's mostly a Windows issue, but I think that was the main problem only. But yeah, I think it's going well. Peter Payne says, the best dashboard in the world. Thank you, but I'm pretty sure there's something else out there. Breaking all the thing. Okay, thank you. For smaller 4.3 screens like the one on the GSI Hyper P1, a more minimalist the dashboard version would work well. Some text just too small to read. Aster, yes, I actually have a 4.3 screen. Here's the thing. I agree with you, but the screen, like I have the Asher Ultimate, and the screen is a lot closer. I don't have trouble reading on the screen. In fact, I find it okay. It's a lot closer. When I move the screen further, like the one I have here, then I want it bigger because it's a bit more in your face. So I wouldn't create a new version because it would be just redundant. It would just be a new version of the dashboard. So yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know the exact answer to that. Like, honestly, I don't know how to respond to that. Like, I wouldn't create a new version of the dashboard for smaller screens, given that I actually have a screen in front of me. So when I put it in there, yes, it's smaller, but the screen is actually a lot closer. It's like 10 centimeters closer to my face. This is like 30 centimeters. It's really close. So I don't have trouble reading it. I don't find having trouble. If you actually had a 4.3-inch dashboard that's far away like this one, then that might be an issue. I understand. But then again, 5 inches are pretty good. 4.3, I don't know. Does anyone make 4.3-inch dashboards? Oh, actually, I did review one. Yeah, there is one. But that's really small. Don't get a 4.3-inch dashboard. It's very small. For the steering wheel, I think it's okay. For a dashboard, it's small. Is the companion for the Ultimate done, or is there something coming? The Sylvia, the companion, is done. There will be things we can add. You know, more features and stuff, yes, but it's basically done. This is the companion. Oh shit, Marauder, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the I love it. Thank you very much, man. Okay, anyone kind of like the Solpec plugin? It kind of works like, well, Wanlist kind of works, says it kind of works like the Solpec plugin. No, the Solpec plugin is a completely different thing. The Solpec plugin, I don't actually know. The Solpec plugin, last time I checked, is you can set a few things, but it's not as detailed as this. And the Solpec plugin works with a Solpec dashboard, so it's not the same thing. But I think the Solpec plugin is a lot less. It's less features. Again, I'm not saying it's not good or bad. It's just a lot less features, and it's a different product as well. So yeah, I wouldn't compare. I mean, you guys can see it and tell me, but I'm not going to compare the two products. They're different things for different products, different dashboards, and whatnot. Optima A, you're welcome, man. I really enjoy doing this stuff. Like, for me, this isn't retirement. Like, I was kidding with the actual title of the video. Like, I knew I would get shit for it, and there were a few people that actually did give me shit. But I enjoy working on this stuff. I enjoy working on this. I've been working on all of the stuff that you've seen today since like 9 a.m. in the morning, and it's 11 p.m. and had a 1-hour break. This is no joke. Absolutely no joke. But I enjoy all of it. I enjoy all of this stuff. So this is fun for me. My eyes still work. I actually wear contacts, man. Jeff, I actually wear contacts. And now if you see me, I'm squinting a lot because I have a fan that's blowing air and it's drying my contacts, and it sucks. But when I drive, I don't wear contacts. I wear glasses. You've seen me wear glasses, but now I'm wearing contacts. Yeah. Jeff, I said, like, when I'm racing, I use glasses. With the contacts, my eyes dry out too much, so I can't use them while driving or racing or whatever. So I do use glasses when driving. It's better for my eyes. All right, I think I covered as much as I could with the plugin. I think I've answered all of your questions. I'm pretty sure I did. What else can I show you? I mean, honestly, I think we can do some coding. We can do that as well. I need to figure out what is wrong. I really need to figure out what is wrong with the dash, why it's crashing. I can show you what I've done, like what the problem is. So what happens, where is it? What I'm doing right now, and I'm pretty sure this is what is at fault. All my dash templates, all of them, you can see they have this like little thing here. This thing here, when I click on it, you'll see that it doesn't change the path. The computer still thinks you're there, but everything you see in here, is not in here. It's actually coming from the GitHub folder in here. This is the source. So it says Lovely Dashboard. This is actually reflecting in here. And I've done this because all of these are sent to GitHub for versioning and everything. So this is kind of breaking. I think I also did this. This might be the case of why this is breaking. Let me try this. Give me a second. If I come here, I take this. This is for the lovely... I'm going to do it for the Lovely Dashboard. Delete the symbolic link and actually drop the JavaScript in here. Let's see. This might be the reason, because I did not test this. Let's see. If it doesn't work, it's just something else that needs fixing. But I'm not going to stress over it right now. No, it's still broken. Something wrong with the JavaScript extensions. I'm curious. That's it. For tire wear, return. Yeah, this is me. This is what happens when I want to do something. I always come back. So the MFM is crashing. But I don't know why. So this shouldn't be actually happening. Do we want to do this? Do you guys want me to continue looking at the bugs and everything? Unless you have more questions I can answer. Definitely. And more questions. Dennis Jegstrup. Yes. So it's one thing. If you're a pro member and you upgrade, it cancels the previous one out. There was one case where a member was signed up with an X email, and then he asked me if he wanted to if I upgrade, what happens, and I said, yeah, it'll just, we'll just upgrade you. You won't have 2 memberships. And he signed up for gold, but he used a different email. So at that point, for about 3 months, he was getting charged for both. We took care of it, obviously. I refunded all the previous ones, the double charges and everything. Just make sure you're using the same account, right? If you're using the same account and you switch tiers, it will upgrade you. You won't have both. But, you need to be careful with that kind of stuff. Why isn't JavaScript running? What have I broken here? No. I'm curious. Huh. So... I've completely borked something. But I don't know what. Yeah. So this, I mean, obviously it's a problem with what I've done here, but executing a bind on analytics. Return. So this all JavaScript is crashing. The funny thing is, it's not crashing on my other computer where I actually set these things up first. The sim links, the symbolic links. So this is definitely something that has to do with that. It's crashing all over the place. Curious? No. Alright guys, I am gonna need to fix this. So there are a few things, there will be some updates this week for the plugin and the dashboards and Pitwall, so expect all that kind of stuff coming. I'm just, as you can see, I'm preoccupied now. I really need to fix this. I don't know what this is, why this is happening. This has nothing to do with the dashboard itself. This has to do with the way I'm set up the files on my computer here, locally. The way SimHub is reading the files, it's not doing something that it should be doing. Honestly, I'm gonna close SimHub. It's not gonna fix it, I know for sure. But maybe it cleans it up a bit. All right, it's gone. Alright, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me. Any other questions you guys have for the plugin, for the dashboards, features, any questions you have, just ask them. I'll try and answer them in the next 10 minutes or so, and then I'll hang up and I'll get back. Hang up, why'd I say that? I'm not on the phone, but anyway, you understand. And I'm going to try and fix the problems that I have in the dashboard right now, which have occurred because I made these changes. Stupid me, but whatever. So this is why this is weird. I actually had this thing working right like 3 hours ago. Everything was working. So there was a bug that was reported that when there's a new version, it didn't actually say the version. It just said false. There was a bug in there, and I fixed it, and everything was working fine. But I changed everything afterwards, so who knows? All right, guys. I think that's I don't have any other questions. I do not have any other questions. Can't see anything else coming in. Yeah. Eric, nice. Okay, thank you very much for the companion. The companion is an extremely minimalist version. The reason I created the companion was because when I got the Ultimate, it had 2 screens, and basically if you look at my setup now, which you can, I've got 3 screens. I got my flags, the main dash. This is a 5-inch sim dash. This is a 6.8-inch sim dash, and I also have the 4.3 on my Ultimate. So suddenly I had 2 screens in front of myself, the big one and the small one on the steering wheel, and they both had the lovely dashboard, which was silly. Honestly, it doesn't make sense. And that's when it kind of snapped, and I created the companion. So the companion is a dashboard that is there to, fill in the gaps of the lovely dashboard. So you know how I have different screens in a lovely dashboard? You don't need to go to the map screen. You have the map on the companion. Now, it has been asked before if I'm going to add more features and pages to the companion. I am not saying I won't. I'm just saying that I need to think what those things are. I do not want to duplicate the content that we have on the dashboard. So I don't want to create the same features again in the companion. So we'll see what goes in, but I think the companion does need some love. I mean, it is being used by many. Don't have the exact numbers, but it is a dashboard that is being used. So giving it some more love is, yeah, I think it's due. I think it's due. Hey, Jose, how you doing? I need to say this though. Today was the most successful live stream I've ever done. And I know it's been a very long time since I actually did a live. I will try and do at least once a week. Things are a bit different this year. I have not driven any game or anything since July. So as you can see, I'm not focusing on driving. So I don't know if I'll do driving streams. I do want to drive. I just haven't had the time. So we'll see how it goes. I think I'll do a bit more of these dev sessions, but maybe some driving. I want to drive. I do want to drive. That's the truth. I have, yeah, Eric. It is a good companion. I'm really glad you guys like it. As I said, again, this is a dashboard that I made for myself. It was just something that I found that was convenient to have. There is one thing. Remember how I was telling you guys that Moza has come up the round screen, and I would love to try, and I don't have it and whatnot. Well, Moza did reach out, and Moza did send me the Vision GTS, I think, what's it called? But they forgot to send me the hub because I want to connect it directly to my PC where I design everything. So when I have that, my goal is to create a mini lovely dashboard version for the Moza as well. And after talking to them, I think they're going to add it by default in their Pit House, I think, software. What's it called? if you guys know it, I think it's called Pit House. So I will create a lovely dashboard for Moza. It won't be anything like what we have here. It'll be a very basic version, but it will be a round dashboard, and I'm kind of excited about creating that one as well. And the goal is to include that by default in Moza's firmware, software, whatever you want to call it, and also you can download it and use it as well. I'm really keen on looking at what they've created with the Pit House and their dash editor. So yeah, we kind of agreed, and they sent me over a steering wheel for me to fool around and toy around with. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. I just need to find time. They actually also need to get me that hub shipped over so I can connect it to my PC, because I already have the DD1 here, and I'm not going to exchange it for the R9 or any other base anytime soon. So Virtual Throttle, the stream has been going on for 1.5 hours. It's a very short stream. So the stream, I'm gonna cut it out, and it's basically, I'm gonna use it to create a video on the plugin as a tutorial as how to install and set it up and what it does and all the options and everything, as I did with previous versions of dashboards. So this is more like a stream to see you guys, first of all, and first and foremost, to actually see you guys and talk to you guys. I haven't seen you guys in such a long time, so I really did miss all this interactivity. Turns out this is the best stream I've ever done. Hopefully it'll happen again. So yeah, it's not going to be a very long one though. I had a question, scroll up. Okay, Nachtram. Hope the following question is not too stupid, but since iRacing does not give out live tire temperature data for external dashboards, for example, but for the in-game dashboards for some cars, would it be possible just to mirror the in-game dashboard and show it in an external? No, that's not possible. I mean, nothing is impossible. It's just something that not with what we have. So it would be interesting to look at that. I mean, I would not even touch it. But there are, I think it was Will from Boosted Media that did a video where he had an external HDMI screen that was using OBS to capture part of the game rear view mirror, and he was putting that stream through OBS onto a dashboard of a monitor outside of his 3 monitors. So it was basically just using OBS, an area of the game video, capturing it and putting it on a dashboard. So I'm assuming you could possibly do something similar, but honestly, I don't even think it's worth it. I don't. It would be more worth heading over to the iRacing, I don't know if they have a Discord or whatnot, and just annoying them. They need to release this information. Like, every sim has this information. iRacing says, no, we don't want people cheating. Every sim racing game has telemetry. Real-time tire telemetry. Like, almost all of them. I don't know which one doesn't, but almost all of them has real-time telemetry. So iRacing, get your shit together. We're not going to cheat. Everyone else does it, so, and if you think you're going to cheat, find a way to stop it. This is telemetry. Like, it's funny, but you can clearly see how in-car dashboards are improving the telemetry they have. It was a thing I saw like about a month ago maybe, where someone sneaked a peek at the McLaren dashboard and noticed that there are actually gaps in the dashboard, previously unheard of, right? So if you're a real-life driver, you would have your fuel, your target, limits, battery state of charge, you'd have that kind of stuff, but you wouldn't have live timing on your dashboard, and yet McLaren has added it. So I don't know where iRacing is coming up with this, but it's best if they just add the telemetry and give it to us, because not giving the telemetry is kind of silly when all other sims actually do give it. So Nachtram, You can probably and possibly do it, but I wouldn't even start thinking of how to do that. Especially since iRacing, I haven't managed to have the car in iRacing not move at all. It always has a small motion, even very little, but not. It's never zero motion within iRacing. So given that, it'd be possibly impossible to grab the steady bit of the dash and display it somewhere else. You can't grab the information, at least not with what we have, and I don't think it's worth doing it anyway, so. Is this a new dashboard? Can someone give him a quick summary? So it was a phone, it was a phone, yeah. Hey Bruno, how are you, man? Is there any plans for a track state MFM? Kiri, please explain. What does track state mean? David Aragon, the SDK of iRacing is not so big. I have not seen iRacing SDK or iRacing API. Does anyone have access or know if there's an iRacing API? I'm really interested, not for telemetry, right? I'm really interested if I can add iRacing next races in the dashboard. I have not looked into it. I'm actually live thinking and talking right now, so this could be stupid, but I have not looked at all into the iRacing API. If there's a way to show your next race in iRacing, I want to put it in the dashboard. If anyone knows, I know iRacing has an API. I know they do. I'm not sorry. I may not phrased it correctly. I know it has an API. I haven't delved into it, so I don't know if they have OAuth and how it works. Is it accessible from third party? I don't know. Honestly, I haven't seen that. I know they have an API. I just haven't delved into it. But if anyone knows that it is an API that I can get this information, like the next race, I'm going to look into it. I want to add it in your next races. 20 fires in Portugal. Really? Oh man, we had that this summer. It was really bad here in Greece. It was really bad here as well. Alright, you can get it. Yes. Okay, perfect. David, you need user password for iRacing. That is absolutely fine. I mean, if you're going to access your next race, it means that you already have a username and password. So I'm pretty sure that's doable for the users using the lovely dashboard. So I'll take a look into it. I'll make a note to have it. I mean, if they have an API, wouldn't it make sense if they have OAuth? So if they have OAuth, the process would be in my dashboard, in my plugin, you would go and you click a button, it would launch iRacing, the browser. You would log into iRacing, accept, like you do with the actual plugin when you do with Discord, accept, and it would go back to the plugin and you would be connected to iRacing. Same exact thing. So I'm thinking if there is an API and there is OAuth, it's doable as long as they have that information. I will take a look at it, David Aragon. Is it virtual throttle? Is it possible to show slowdowns in iRacing on Dash? I have no idea. Anything you have, and I don't know, because I obviously I don't do iRacing, so I don't have this information. But if you do have a question or an idea that you think actually is possible, please head on over to the Discord, lsr.gg/Discord. Head on over to the Discord. I have public channels for bug reports and suggestions. Please go in there and add them. Add them now, or I will forget. So David, go to the Discord, go to the suggestions, add a little suggestion for adding the iRacing API for next race, so I won't forget it. And virtual throttle, go ahead and add that. In fact, if it helps when you're adding a suggestion, if you know that exists, so showing slowdowns in iRacing, if you know that exists, what you need to do, and I have instructions again in the FAQ, record a SimHub telemetry replay. So while you're in a session and the slowdown appears on your screen or whatever, make sure that the record button in SimHub is pressed, so you're recording all of that telemetry, and when it's done, send me those files either through Google Drive or Dropbox, or I don't care what you use. Send me those files in a suggestion and I will read it. I will have those files. Those files essentially will enable me in my SimHub to replicate your conditions, the exact case. So I will be able to see the telemetry while the slowdown was showing. So I will see what is available, what information is available during that specific use case. So do that. Anyone who has any features or bugs, always do that as well. Cobra Racing, yes. The plugin will be available sometime early October. I already said this. It's going to be sometime before the ADAC Expo. The plugin will be available to everyone for free, and the majority of the plugin will be absolutely unlocked. If you go back and watch the video, I say 2 points will have one will be a limitation on the MFMs, and one will be complete lockdown on the online platform. So if you want to see your next race for LFM, that part will not be available to non-paid members. Again, the reasoning behind that is simply because it's just an add-on. It's a good to have. It's not part of the dashboard. I am not crippling the information you have in the dashboard for any reason, but I did find that these two things are a good way to have added value for the dashboard for all the products. And I will be adding more features in the future that will be members only. But for the most part, like 95% of the dashboard will not change. It will be free for everyone to use, and the plugin will be required. Of course, plugin, you can use it for free. It won't be I will not lock down anything. So Jose, since the new version, the estimated lap time is always red in LMU. It's something I missed to activate. No, Jose, I need to check it. I think there's a bug report. If there isn't a bug report, please add it. I've seen someone else actually report this. It is, LMU has changed something, I think. I need to check it. Yes, yeah, David, I think I've said this. I've been honest with everyone regarding the dashboard and what I'm doing. I want to keep the dashboard free for everyone, but on the other hand, I also need to find ways to give value to those that are subscribing. One of the largest problems that I've had is retaining users, and this is a business problem. It's not your problem, it's my problem. The existing way of working with a dashboard is you become a member, you have access to Discord, you download the dashboard, basically, and you're done. You don't have to pay again. You can use that forever, whatever it is. You can also give it to your friends. I will never know. I can't track what happens with that file. With the plugin, I want to change that. Basically, you can still have a free plugin and a free dashboard, but if you are a paid member, any paid membership unlocks the entire plugin. You will have a few features that are good to have. And honestly, I pay a lot more for other services that offer less. So again, I think it's worth it. But this way, even if you download Dash and you give it to a friend that's not a paid member, they won't have these features. I'm trying to move the paid features to the plugin. So even if you download the latest version and you decide to, be a dick and send it to your friends for free, they still won't have the paid version. They won't have those features that are behind the paywall. And of course, if you are a paid member and you decide not to become a paid member after a while, you will lose these as well. So it's reducing churn so people can sign up and remain signed up. Again, this is a business thing. This is trying to make this thing a living and make this thing a product, right? So I need to do these things. I'm not trying to make an extra buck. I'm not trying to, you know, someone said it as well somewhere on, I think on my YouTube, like, I'm not going for the big bucks. I'm still keeping the same exact tiers. So if you pay €1, you will have full access to the plugin and all the features. If you pay 3 and above, you also have the pit wall. I'm not changing that, and I don't want to change that. It's just that I need to create more of a product of this thing. So become a paid member, remain a paid member. You will have more options and features added later, so I think it'll add more value as well. So yeah, that's the idea. Yes. Toby, nice question. So this is all in SimHub. Everything you see here is in JavaScript. Everything you see here. Of course, there's a dash editor in SimHub, and the dash editor is, let's say it's a bit tedious to work with, but everything you see is JavaScript. Unfortunately, though, it's not JavaScript as you would want to use it, you know, with basically, if you know how Arduino works, and everything you do in Arduino is just a loop, this is basically what happens in the dashboard. So everything, every little property you set for the color of a text and the value of a text, each one of those is a small loop that just keeps on going. But it is all JavaScript. The language is JavaScript. The plugin is C#. So there's a combination of these two. The plugin is autonomous. So here's another thing. Dashboards are all JavaScript, and the plugin is C#. What the plugin allows us to do, and I think this is kind of evident, it's not something I need to say, but I will say it now. The plugin is a Windows application. So remember how I had the online platforms inside of the dashboard? Well, that was actually JavaScript inside the dashboard that was polling the services and getting your next race, and then deciding which one is your next race, so which one is closest, and showing it. And that takes resources away from the dashboard because it's actually running inside the dashboard. It was JavaScript inside of the dashboard, polling an external API, getting information to JSON, having to parse that, putting that aside, getting it from PitScale, then looking at what the next races are, and if they did find it, sort them and just display one. So it was a lot of resources for a dashboard. Now that's changing. I moved all of that into the plugin. And the plugin, again, it is a Windows application. It runs within SimHub, but it is run by your system, not the dashboard. The dashboard now only gets a value. If there is a next race, that's it. Dashboard is completely removed from the burden of doing all that work. So I'm going to move a lot more stuff into the plugin, which means the dashboard will become even better in performance, but it takes time. I'll be moving these things slowly. It does take coding, and as I said, I'm not a C# developer. I'm learning these things, so I hopefully things will get better as time progresses. One thing I didn't say, and it's pretty interesting. Let me just switch over to the coding environment again. So the online platforms and some stuff here, even settings, even the true dark mode, because these things are a plugin, these return as properties. So if I go over to the available properties inside of SimHub and I type in LD_, right? All these properties here are from the plugin. All of these. So if you are a developer that makes dashboards and, for instance, wants to include the next race, you can use the lovely dashboard to do that. Like if you create a dashboard and you want to show your next race, you just have to have the lovely plugin installed. You have to be a member, obviously, to get the next races as an example, but it's done for yourself. Like if I go here and say what property is next race, here it is. Two things. If I sign up for an LFM race right now, let me just go do that for a race, just so you can see, like, it's null. I have not signed up for a race. Let me just go in and sign up for a race. It'll be in 6 a.m. my time. Don't want to mistake and miss the race. Watch this. Just signed up for a race. These two values here will update. It takes, I think, every 30 seconds I poll. So if you are a developer and you make dashboards, you can use these properties. So you can have the lovely plugin downloaded, and you'll see those things. It's every 30 seconds, I think. These will populate with the next race, which is for LFM. And if I sign up, I can do that as well, so you guys can see it. It'll show up. If it doesn't, I hate my life. Hey, thank you, Steedy. Why isn't it updating? We have to refresh? No? No, I have it in here. Why is this not working now? Did I change anything? Yeah, Toby, it's always the same thing, but this should be working. This should not have an issue. Unless something changed in the recent release. Which would suck really bad because I didn't test it. Because I'm assuming this would work. Maybe it's just because this is it. This changed. It's crashing. Oh dear God. Yeah, well, let me try another one. It's my fault. I wanted to demo this thing, but good thing I did, because now I know it's not working. But why?
New Ko-fi subscription from Lord Fred.
I wonder if it is the problem with LFM data. If I do this, no, it's gonna crash. No, it's going to crash. Could this be a problem with the latest update from SimHub, which I did not test? Wait, I'm going to test now though. Don't really care. I'm gonna do this now. Live. Let me go install the previous version of SimHub. Let's do 944. I think that was working. Anyway, live demos, guys. This is what happens. Nicola. Yeah, long time no see. Yeah, yeah, I wasn't streaming. I was basically developing, and now, as you can see, this is why some things are behind the paywall, because things change and break, and I need to be on top of them as it's happening now. And a new release is going to be imminent, blah blah blah, and all that kind of stuff. So I need to basically do this kind of stuff. Why the hell did it break now? Honestly, I want to see if it's SimHub. I'm not going to close the stream. I'm going to see if it's SimHub, and then close the stream. I'm installing a previous version of SimHub. Thank you, man. Thank you. Was it? I mean, I think SimHub owes us at some point to create a better way to install plugins. You know, plugin installer basically. but it's still pretty simple. Just drag and drop the plugin, the DLL file or whatnot. No shit. Oh shit. Derek, you refactored these things, right? You think you broke it? The last commit 19 hours ago, was it only for the racecraft? I can revert that, and I will. This is not released, so the version you have, guys, would not have this problem. Derek, do you think it's what you refactored that might be the issue? All right, so I'm going to reinstall the latest version. Fun fact, if you have a previous version of the of SimHub, this is what you would see on screen. It just lets you know you need to have 9.4.6 or higher. Just telling you, the dashboard does these things as well for you. But let me try and install the latest version, and I'm going to roll back one. Pant, no, I mean Derek has refactored. I saw it was committed yesterday. I haven't tested it because it was committed yesterday. But this is not the version that you guys have. This is something that we're working on here now. So let me just go back to the most recent version of SimHub. Sorry for this. And roll back that change and perhaps see if that was it. I'm curious. So you now know why I never drive. This is basically what happens. Like I launch ACC, start driving, and midway I see something in the dashboard. I'm like, oh shit, I need to fix that, or I need to. Oh, that's a good idea, and I just close the game and go back to SimHub Dash Editor. 99%. The only time I don't do that is when I'm actually streaming the race. All right, let me finish installing. Installing the latest version. Let's launch SimHub. I believe if you pull and rebuild the plugin, the null reference will go away in the latest build. Alright, so did you just? Oh yeah, a fix. Alright, pulling. This is what you do. You pull, and now there's a change. And now let's go build. Let's switch over. So let's open the project. This is what we do. Now I need to close SimHub and start this. So everything you see me doing here, Derek has taught me. Honestly, Derek just walked me through everything, what I need to do. I had no idea of these environments and everything. I'm not a developer, so it was kind of hard for me to actually see how to do these things. But he walked me through everything, which was very generous of him. Let's see if the new build actually fixed it. So let me sign up again. Next race, 6 AM. There it is. It actually happened really fast this time. So it shows the racecraft race. So I signed up for a race in racecraft. Let me find it because I don't want to leave that. That was it, Derek. So I'm also signed up for a race on LFM. So the racecraft race is at midnight. Oh, there it is. LFM popped up because it's sooner. You can see these things change on their own. So again, if I'm gonna sign out of the LFM race. So I just signed out. This should update. Again, it polls every 30 seconds. And as I said, this plugin, if you actually are developing your own dashboards, you can use this plugin to show this information. So everything is handled within the plugin. Racecraft is not signed in. Yeah, I signed out of Racecraft as well. So you can use this information, these properties. So again, if you want to, you can. If you have the plugin, these properties are available for anyone creating dashboards as well. Thanks, Derek, for fixing that. I would have just rolled back just one step, but it's better that you actually fixed it. Yeah, I think that's it. That is it. That is all I have. Did I change any of the colors on the dash? No, I have not changed any colors on the dashboard. They are all the same, but you can change them on your own, like the color on the idle screen. But let me see if this thing works. Hold on a second. Check this out, guys. This is what I'm working on. See that? That reminds you of the TK, right? The Tony Kanon animation. But I can change colors. I can change the colors to whatever I want. Is that cool? So this is a demonstration I'm doing for my own, testing to see. This is the animated idle screen I mentioned in the plugin. So in the plugin, basically, I say here that there's going to be an animated idle screen. This is what I'm working on. So this is actually a video that I rendered, and through DaVinci I created a transparency, blah blah blah, and all that, and I created a fake dashboard here just to test it. And yeah, you will be able to change many nice things. Check this out here. Yeah. So this is the thing that I want to show, and they're also what else? Different types of animations. You're seeing this for the first time. Like these are things that I actually worked on. And now, what's the other one I have? This one. And again, colors will change on the fly. And I think the last one, is it this one? Yeah. Imagine this with your number in front. So you can go ahead and have like have a color. Like if your color is like purple, you can have a deeper purple color. Let me change that, something a bit deeper like this, and have your bright purple number in front of it. It's pretty cool. I think this will be a nice feature. Again, this will only be for paid members. This is the streaks. What am I missing? I also had one more. Ah, there it is. They make this color a bit brighter. Let's make this like neon green. There it is. Show you red. I can do that. I'll switch over to the streaks, which I think is beautiful. There is a caveat with these. So, and this, I'm also talking with Nicolas, because right now these are flat colors, but I also want to have, hold on a second. Gradients like this, so going from red to purple or whatever, but gradients right now in SimHub are not bindable, so you can't actually program it. So I wouldn't be able to have like a color picker inside the plugin unless Nicolas decides to add it to SimHub, which I will convince him. I will convince him. But for now, like what you will be able to do is just select a flat color. But I will convince him to add gradients as well. There is a caveat about this. This will work in... It will work on your dashboards, on your DDUs. It will work on your computer. But as far as I know, it will not work. It will not work on the phone. So this requires WebM videos files. WebM video files do not work on iOS, on Mac systems, basically. Similar to how SVGs don't work in WPF, WebM doesn't. So if you are going to use this feature, it needs to be either on a DDU, on your computer, as an overlay, whatnot. If you put it on a phone, if it's an Android, it would work. If it's an iOS, it will not work. So I will create maybe 2 or 3 different videos with different colors. You can select them, but you won't be able to select any color of the spectrum. That is a small caveat. I think it's worth it. Most of us will either be running it as an overlay or on a DDU. So yeah, you guys want to see this on what it looks like on a DDU? It does really look nice. Check it out. That looks nice, doesn't it? And if you change the color and make it like something, you know, bright, red. Where's Jeff? Jeff, here's it. It is in red. It looks nice. In real life, it's even better. Lime green. It looked good. It looks good. Papaya orange. Yes, you can do papaya. You can do anything you want. Gradients will be something that I will convince Nicolas to add. If he doesn't, we'll have flat colors. But you'll be able to add anything you want. And right now, I think I have like 4 or 5 animations. I will add more. It's just a matter of making all this thing work with the plugin. And this will be a paid version only. Again, things that aren't required to run the dashboard, I will probably just put them in the paid tiers. So if you're a paid member, you will have animated backgrounds, you have this, that, and stuff, but they're not part of the critical data. So if you don't want to pay, which is absolutely acceptable, I do think it's important to have this thing for free. You will have the full feature set of the dashboard. You will be able to use it. I won't cut down features or screens or something, but you will have some limitations. And that's basically it. Pant, of course. Yeah, man. This is just the background. The dashboard will be the same way. Like, have you seen the TK Edition dashboard? Have you seen it? It's going to be the same thing. You'll have your number and this will just be in the background. No different. The thing is, I'm just developing it. This was just a demo that I'm doing for my own use to see if it's possible and how it looks and testing it and all that. Nicola, no. Oye. Everything, if you're a paid member, the plugin unlocks. I don't know. Okay, sorry. I won't say that. Maybe in the future, the pro version and above will have some pro features. Okay? I'm thinking of a lot of stuff, but I think for the most part, it will be free for everyone. Like all these features that make it look good will be for all tiers. Now, if there's a pro feature, I can't say more than that. But if there's a pro feature, I'm trying to not say too much. Because there have been discussions on these things. There have been discussions and ideas. But if there is a pro feature, and I say pro, I mean a pro feature, it might go into the pro membership and above, right? But it will be a feature that is adding value for professional drivers. It won't be, you know, oh, fuel calculator. No, that's going to be free for everyone. This would be something that's over and above. So we'll see. I can't talk about more about that because there isn't anything solid, and we're just going through these things and ideas with my partners, obviously. So for the most part, all tiers get all of these features that I've mentioned. If there is anything, it will be something very specific, something pro, something that might require extra payment on my end or more time on my end to develop it. So we'll see how that goes. Hey, the tech gentleman. All good. So Pant, if you do download, actually, so this is why I love the brand new website. So brand new website, go to downloads. Oh look, TK edition. You can see the dashboards. Of course, I don't show the animation here, but this has an animation in front, and I can show it to you. Where is it? Here. There it is. So you can see the animation. This would be basically customizable if you were, well, in the future when I add these animations. So Nicola, you're curious why the gold? I don't know. You want to see it? So Nicola, the gold, so there's history behind this. Let me pull this up for Jeff on the DDU. Hold on. Obviously lighting isn't that good here, and I think I'll just turn up the light on the DDU. It's better. So Nicola, at first I only had the €3 tier, not pro, not nothing, it was just support, and then I added 1 and 9. Okay, so 1 is a starter. 1 gets you everything you see here. Everything gets you everything. 3 gets you the pit wall. And the gold tier I only created because a lot of the members said I want to give more every month. They could, and they wanted to support me even more. So I created the gold tier. Currently, the gold tier doesn't have anything more than pro, for instance. Let me get rid of this. Does not have anything more than the pro or the starter. I do send out an exclusive sticker to pro members. Pro members, the entire all the perks, you can see them here. So from the store, if you want to buy sticker sheets which are important for your steering wheels or whatnot, you do have 10% on the entire store. You do have access to exclusive merch that are gold member only, so t-shirts and stuff like that, which are available. They're exclusive merch design wise, and also at a very, very low price compared to the rest. So as a gold member, you do have a few things, all of these things over here, plus these and plus these. So you have everything included, plus a few more perks. Now, it might not be enough, fine, you don't have to, but the idea for gold membership was a lot of the members wanted to give to support even more, so I created that, but I didn't feel comfortable having a membership that just is more expensive. So I added all of these perks. Now for the dashboard itself, I don't know if I'd ever have something for gold members only. Pro and gold, I'd always package them together. Gold just has a bit more, perks that are related to the store and, whatever. That's pretty much it, I guess. We also need to change this to 101. Let me stop building it. Where do I forgot where I put all these things. In here. Right, it's gonna be 102 now. The next version, and that's how you change the version. So it'll build and that'll be 102. So 102 of the plugin will come this week, I guess. Fixes here and there. Shit, it's past midnight. I said I wouldn't go past midnight. I did. Alright, so this is 102. Everything's working. I'm really happy about that. And let me sign up again. I just want to make sure. Sign up again for LFM. Signed up for a race. It's going to come up on my dashboard as well. Let me switch over. I know I'm actually begging for things to go wrong. This is what I do though. Let's wait and see. I didn't change anything now. Next race. There it is. Next race starts at 4:01. And it also gives information for Pitskill and Racecraft Online. And so here's the thing with this, which I really love. So this next race is at 4:01. If I go to Pitskill, when's the next race on Pitskill? Oh, I need to log in. Really? Steam? Really? Where is it? Let me do this, guys. Yeah, sign into Steam. Sorry, I need to do this. Sign in. So I'm gonna go and try and sign up for a race that's earlier than LFM. So when is the next race? In 40, since it opens up in 46 minutes. Really? Seasons. Oh, this seems to be okay. So I'm gonna register for the next event. I just registered on Pitskill. Selecting my car. Done. I registered. So this now, the LFM race is at 4 a.m. This one is at 1:05 a.m. So this information here will now switch to the Pitskill once it polls the servers again. So as I said, I think it's every 30 seconds. There it is. So now Pitskill is a lot sooner. It's 1:05. So now it's showing me this race. And the same thing's going to happen. Like once this race, if I cancel this race, if I cancel registration, cancel it, it'll take 30 seconds or whatever, you know, the loop, the 30-second loop, and it'll switch back to what's my next race? LFM. And it'll open it up. It'll show it there. And you can always see, like, you know, the server, the ID, and the password. Password for Pitskill, I think the password is assigned last minute. So once the server opens, they give you the password, but you will see it there. LFM, the password is always the same, so it's LFM password, so you don't need it. And now if I sign out of the race on LFM, this will go away as well. Nicola, I'm going to try and get that. In a chat earlier, someone reminded me that iRacing does have an API, obviously, but I haven't just delved into it because it's just, yeah, I didn't have time. But I'm going to try and get it. Try and get it for iRacing as well. So when you sign up, it'll just show you your next race. Oh, thank you, Marius. Thank you very much. Alright, guys, that's it. I'm going to stop, because if I don't, I'll continue on till morning. Thank you very much for joining me. I will cut this live stream and create a new video just for the plugin, so you guys will be able to reference it in the future and whatnot. So see how it works and everything. You will have that as well, and I hope it solves a lot of the questions that are being asked in the Discord. Jeff Halo in reverse, you can see him in the chat, is spearheading the management of the community. He's basically all over the place, and hopefully this video will basically reduce the number of questions Jeff and I need to answer, and Magna as well, so we don't have to repetitively answer the same exact questions over and over again. Hopefully this video will help with that. Yeah, I think that's it. All right, thank you very much for joining me. This was my most successful live stream ever. Over 100 concurrent viewers, so thank you very much for that. You guys are amazing. I really, really missed you. I want to do one thing that I always do on every single live stream, and that is thank my gold members. And now, boy, are we a lot of gold members. So I'm going to take them alphabetically. Anthony Hall, Adam Gray, Augustin Martin, Alex Lucha, Anthony Newman, Peter Corinth, Brandon Hunnell, Benjamin Mersch, Bravo 1C, Cameron King, William Carpenter, John Hart, Claudio Farfara, Cody Fowers, Dan Westerman, Daniel Newman, Dean Kerr, Andreas Berger, Enrique Castillo Bachero, Brian Spiracus, Forrest Motorsport, Graham Bapty Wright, Jeff King, Jonas Gillis, Alan Suzanne, Jason Rivera, my god, you guys are a lot now, Jeff Fleischman, Jonathan Walker, Kieran Lowe, Lance Campbell, Mark Hawley, Lucas Dedug, Chris Rollins, Mark Long, Matteo Giacardi, Michael Murphy, Michael Poliaro, Not Quality Content, great name, weird name, Sebastian Hessler, Patty Falconer, Paul Brigoli, Brad Jackson, Pon2K2, Robert Robles, Ralph Upraus, Rito Brulman, Juan Rodriguez, Rodrigo Diaz, Ryan Reyes, Sean Reed, Andre Ray, Simon Tunin, Slane, Josh Fulton, Thomas Sandberg, Thutgood, that's Thoroughgood actually, I think, Tobias Hoff, Shuai Tong, Trevor Bailey, Vincent Hom, William Martin, Daniel Kuhn, Daniel Kavanaugh, Mark Worthington, Mark Gale, and Ramon Serapio. Thank you for making this the longest ever list of gold members and making me lose my breath while having to read it. You guys are amazing. And thank you to all the other members and everyone else using the lovely dashboard and the lovely plugin now on. I will remind you again, the lovely plugin is a members only right now. You can only find it in the Discord, but it will be free for everyone come October. So please give me as much feedback as you can. Any bugs, anything you'd like to see in there as a feature, as a problem or something that you need to solve, please add it in the Discord. I will look at everything and hopefully manage to put everything in there as well. And that's it for me. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. Thank you very much for breaking my record of the best ever live stream. I will see you guys. I don't have a schedule yet for streaming. I might stream on Thursday. I don't know. I'll see. But the streams that I will do will probably be in this vein. So development and talking about everything. For now. I don't think I'll be able to stream. I won't be able to stream a race because I haven't touched steering wheel for racing in over a month. I need to practice a bit too. So thank you very much for joining me. I will see you guys in the next stream. Join the Discord. Stay up to date. I will see you then. Bye.